Hello and welcome. Here today we're looking at Asgard's Fall. This is just came out into early access like just a few days ago, or yesterday actually, and it is really good. I didn't get as far into it as I would like to, but I wanted to show it to you here because it is very, very good. So jumping in, we are going to go over the meta progression real quick. You have some cool things. Your character has a war paint. This uses, you have an inventory and you have a bunch of runes in there, and these have different like sort of Diablo-esque effects of all your stats, which I think is very cool. And then you have sort of the Resident Evil-ish inventory management system, the old Diablo style kind of thing. And it's pretty cool combo. I haven't messed around too much with it. You can apparently unlock other stuff, which I haven't really messed with yet. I think I need to unlock this, but I don't have that material yet. So you also have characters. I have not. This character is the one I was been trying for a while to unlock this. That's one of the reasons I haven't gotten very far into it. Never even gotten close to 500%. This guy is your default guy. This is the person that comes afterwards. I was actually that character is why I'm like so late with this video. All right, so jumping in, this is the other part. Each character has their own tree that goes with their levels, and we are going to do that. A little bit of extra XP. They have a difficulty, similar point system. So jumping in, we're going to stay down here in the not so great. Oh, maybe we'll go to this one. Do we go to this one? It's really hard. We'll jump there. We'll stay down here. I need to figure out something. I think I need a little more meta progression because I get kicked out. I get about I'm gonna say I've made it. My best in that level has been about 8 minutes in out of 20. So I'm a little tired now. I was doing here was my big problem. I decided for some reason, again, have you ever had one of those days where you are your worst enemy? This is me right now. My brain decides that I want to get this Curse Weaver all the way up, and I want to max it out, and I want to see if you can do an entire run based entirely around this and maybe one other attack. And the other attack I did was the summoning. Let me re-roll this. I would like to see something. Oh, that would be interesting. Pierce random targets with massive spears. I accept. Oh, neat. All right, so my brain says, yeah, we'll do that. That thing's our default attack. We should be able to do it pretty well. It should be easy to get up there. Make it pretty good. These are cool, by the way. This node system, I don't know who did it first. I know it from a couple of other ones. Sea of Survivors, I believe, has this style in the in-run upgrades, and you basically attach these and they get all attached. And some of them are supposed to benefit from attachments, but it seems like they just all kind of work. But there are a couple of them that have to be surrounded by other ones. So it makes for a very interesting thing. And these, if you look at them, if you look right up here, you'll see that little dot. That tells you what direction. So this one, if you placed it here, you can see there the indicator. It puts a buff on the slot right above it. Normal ones don't do that. They just go into slots. And there's a really cool thing about that because you can actually stack slots up and get some crazy multipliers on some stuff. And it's actually pretty cool to see. In fact, let's go ahead and take that. We don't really, like, we're not super... We're going to get through this just fine. Let's put it that way. All right. Ice arrows? No. I expect, generally, by the way, you expect to do about like one reroll per time you show up here, because that's kind of what I've been averaging. All right. Let's get the Serpent's Coil. It looks cool. That way you can see it. Look at that. Yeah. Right. Like the animations and the attacks and stuff are great. So each of these areas has usually about 3 or 4... You have a dash, by the way. They usually have about 3 or 4 of these that you can see on the map here. These are going to give you buffs during this run. And it makes it really nice. So let's see. Physical attacks. Yeah, but we're not using physical attacks that much. So let's go ahead and re-roll. We want to put something good in here because we want to get a good bonus out of that. So what we got here. You know, at 9% attack speed, that's actually the maximum a 1-star can roll, so I'll take that. So yeah, you basically can stand in these and then you get a little buff. And that buff lasts you for the rest of your run in this run. Which is and there's usually about 4 of them per map. This character generates a little potion that you can stand on and you can get healed that way. One of the other characters generates apples and you pick them up and you can get healed. Alright, give me one moment. Let's do the aura. I want to do a run where this aura actually works. So give me one moment. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna go with this one, and that's gonna give us a little aura. I want to make this work. I need some range on it, but yeah. So I'm gonna try and make the decision making as quick as possible. I do apologize. Like there's some people who like basically watch these videos normally, like the moment, like if I try to get them out about 3 o'clock in the morning. Ooh, there we go. That'll give us 30 damage right now. That will actually do so much for our attack right there. Oh yeah. Okay, there we go. That was real good. So yeah, there's some people who normally watch these. I try to get these at about 3 in the morning. In the last couple of weeks, it's been 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. And this is going to be another one of those today. And I feel bad because I know there's people who do. Ooh, let's get the Leviathan Axe. I love the Leviathan Axe. It's great. All of these are doing elemental, and we're doing sort of elemental. So they're still kind of in this character's purview. So yeah, there's people though that do watch these videos like as soon as they come out. And for those people, I am just close enemies in physical damage though. We don't do that much physical damage. Let's take this 2-pointer here. Now this knot thing, this upgrade tree, it has some cool features in it that differentiate it from any of the other ones I've seen. Let's see. Let's go with this. Firewolf's Fury is really good. It's just a wolf that runs around and just murders stuff for you. This one as well. These are both like excellent, and we may do a yeah, we'll do that. I want to get some fire. I want to get that fire ring up though. Now, one thing you can do, which we did not this time, and this is how I actually did the run with just the main attack doing most of the work, was I just didn't select other ones. I would re-roll until I got an upgrade for that main attack. Oh, look, another node multiplier. Okay, increase attack speed. Okay, how much do you need? You need 5. You're going to be easy. Okay, we're already almost there. All right, now that is the part I wanted to show you on your nodes. The node tree is actually kind of an interesting. I like the way it works. Like in the Sea of Survivors, I'm pretty sure it was Sea of Survivors. We'll increase that. I need more. I mean, you need more area. Our area is so small in this. So in that tree system, oh, there we go. There's our little heal thing. By the way, if anyone was wondering, real quick, the main attack only thing it worked out fine. I beat the level, but it was not. I do not recommend. Ooh, 6 armor, and that gives us 3, which means we can put it here, activate that, and we got 1 to activate another one of these. These Knots of Fate are very interesting because they require a certain amount, but they do significant things that can change the way your run goes. So you're doing a balance of all these things, and you want to be able to activate some of these. I generally put them in here. Now, an interesting thing was in Sea of Survivors, they were like chains. So the more things on the chain and the more things surrounding each thing, the higher the number would be. So like this number would be higher by being surrounded. In this case, instead, it's the number of these, the levels of these. So this is 2, this is 2, and this is 3, powering up this. And it makes for a very interesting difference in the builds every single time, which also is why I was testing a bunch of mechanics, and it was 4 o'clock before I was recording. Which again is why I feel bad, because I know there's like a couple people who really do, like, they're there every day when these videos come out, like the moment they come out when it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and I can tell that it's like the thing they do right when they wake up or something, because if it's 4 o'clock that it comes out, those like basically 6 or 7 views are just gone until the next morning. So I feel really bad because I feel like I'm failing this. I feel like I'm failing that one right now. All right. Oh man, I'm having a really, other than like self-sabotaging myself by setting a goal to do the absurd of just using the basic attack to beat a level. Other than that, this has been a pretty good day. Ooh, we could go lightning. Okay, let's do this. Let's do that. Okay, so we're already halfway there on that one too, so great. We've got some lightning in here. We got Serpent's Coil. And we've got, yeah, oh yeah, we've got the lightning in here. So those not having a chance of instant casting again. Yeah. This game does let you get your everything is crazy on. I'll take it. Any abilities, any size increase for this thing would be great at this point, because I need... I have never managed to get a good amount of use for this aura because it's so small. The other character, the character who is a melee, way more potent. Not a great item for... Oh, hey, regen. And it's 2, so that'll get us a little bit closer if we put it here. So we can almost get to that now. Yeah, other than the self-sabotage part, today has been a pretty good day. Got to hang out with my fiance. Chill, play some games. Taco Wednesday over here. And then I opened a playlist. This is the weirdest thing. This is one of those, like, you just sort of scratch your head and go, all right, YouTube, whatever. I opened a playlist that I haven't looked at in like a year and a half. A music playlist. And if you've dealt with the way YouTube does like music mixes, it's a little weird sometimes because it feels like they just take your, oh, we definitely want that. And it's cheap, so we're going to start up. We're going to get that in there. It can essentially feel like YouTube is just making a playlist out of the last 12 songs you listened to. So for some reason, though, I opened this playlist, and YouTube just instead went completely... It brought in songs that I haven't listened to in ages. It was so weird because, oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, there we go. Damage increased. Very good damage increase. Like absolutely. Oh man, it was like it's probably the best playlist YouTube has ever made for me because it's like, it covers so much time because this playlist is absurd. It's like 150 songs or something like that because I have no, because I am bad at making new playlists. So it has like an absurd amount of songs. But then basically YouTube just started putting those songs in all the playlists it makes for me. I was like, okay, I'll take it. Yeah, I really like this game. This is just coming out in early access. It's got a lot of potential. I'm bad at it, but it's got a lot of potential. Oh man. So, the reason... Oh, chill chance. Do we have any cold? I don't know that we have any cold. I mean, I would like that roll. Attack speed. Go with one more. All right. So yeah, see how that's at the minimum that a 2-star could be. So this one rolled as bad as it could possibly roll. We'll take that though. We'll definitely take that. Oh yeah, look at us. Those not skills like that, they're not like make or break. You don't have to do those to like win a run. The first run I won, I didn't do them at all, and it worked. It worked fine. I had some good RG, I'll say that. But yeah, no, I didn't have to. Oh, I was just putting everything everywhere. As long as it fit, because I thought it was based on connections. So I was like, okay, I'll just put that here. Okay, I'll just put this here. Okay, over here? All right. Now I'm like, oh, okay, I need to do this so this can have this many connections that add up to this many numbers so I can activate this thing. and it's a really neat extra layer to the game. I wanted to get farther. Like, I haven't been able to get past the second level. I wanted to get a little farther. But again, my ill-advised self-sabotage of deciding that I should go... I want to do that one as well. So you can see how I'm kind of building up a little... what will eventually define the run. By the way, that one is the... every time I attack, one of my cooldowns down here gets lower. I'm going to try and keep the decision making a little short because I don't want this to have to be another 40-minute video. It'll probably still be that. And since it's already 4, that means it's going to be really late. Yeah, like I like the art style and everything too. So it's very good. Yeah, so if you did decide you wanted to repeat my folly, and you decided you wanted to do your main attack. Your main attack on this character, again, I do not recommend this in any way, shape, or form. I can assure you it is not going to bring you joy. Your main attack seems to get a really good amount of damage from flat damage. And because there's so many particles of your flat damaged upgraded main attack, it'll have like probably 10 to 11 particles. Each of which seems to benefit either wholly from attack damage plus... Oh, sorry. I'm trying to make this fix. Ooh, there we go. Either wholly from it or at such a large percentage that it's literally noticeable. Like, even a 5 points is very noticeable on that main attack. And again, you got like 10... You have like 10 particles. So when you meet a boss, that boss dies real fast. Like, really fast. Max health? That could help us keep us alive. Plus, that'll get our thing activated here, and then we'll start getting these coming off cooldown faster. Oh, you can also pick up runes during runs. You can't equip them, but you can go in your inventory and look just in case you got like a really cool like orange rune or something. Oh, yeah, see, like this. Like, we're gonna go up to 18 of these things. Like, so imagine each of these gets almost the full value of the plus flat damage on it. So it's like, wow, that is so much damage. And it is. But there's this easy-beasy little problem. Ooh, 150% downwards. We have critical damage. Dash amount does not do anything good for us. Critical strike chance. Like, I would have to put that, like, here? Maybe? Okay, let's do it because it's a legendary and we don't have anything we're working on activating. So... I really need... Oh, there. Finally. Look at our area. It's so big now. Okay, so... You get these flat damages, and they seem to do really, really well for your main attack. Like ridiculously well. But there is a problem. One more. 2 more? You know, I'll take the attack speed. Okay, so the problem is that while you can obliterate a boss because you're doing a pretty significant chunk of damage, plus you're doing it like multiplied by 15 times because of the number of projectiles you're shooting, these guys, on the other hand, as you get towards the end, these guys start taking about 3 to 4 shots with that. Now, those big hefty chunks of damage you just did to the boss with each volley is now being spread out over, I'm gonna say at least 30 or 40 guys. So you're getting, each individual hit is hitting one person, and it takes like 2 or 3 hits to kill them. So while you could delete bosses, your wave clear is so bad This is also why it took so long. Because I like, but somehow I got my brain, like my brain was like, no, we're gonna do this. This is something we're gonna do. And nowhere. We'll grab one cold ability if we have. Wait, do we have room? No, we don't. I probably don't have. Yeah, we do. We have the Leviathan Axe. That's right. And I got it in my brain, and I was like, I'm gonna do this, and I did again. So the bosses would come out, and you would kill the bosses like ridiculously fast. Let's go for one reroll there. Nice damage increase, size increase. No damage. So the bosses would come out, and you would just hit them so many times. Since that all that damage is focused on one guy, even though it's not, it's a ton of damage. But for each of these guys, you would hit them like we're doing now, where they have just like you hit them twice, and then they have this little like 1 pixel of. All right, the Leviathan Axe is getting some good stuff going here. So yeah. So all of a sudden these little guys are taking like 3 attacks each. You're getting attacked by like 40 or 50 of them. Or more. And they just, like your wave clear is so bad. I was amazed at how bad it was. I actually thought I was going to like lose to the mid-boss, this guy. I was like, oh man, I'm going to lose to this guy. And then I get in there, and if you see how much like each of my volleys of damage is doing to him, if you look at that, I was doing like probably 15% of his life per volley with that main attack one. But again, its wave clear was so bad. So bad. Oh man, I'm still working for more purple runes. I think I'll get more purple runes as I was able to get up on the higher map levels. And some of the rune effects are pretty good. I need to actually not do what I did, which was I just kind of shoved whatever was the highest one in there. Yeah, I'll take that. I just kind of, you know, so far I've just shoved whatever my highest, like, levels is, if they had stats that I liked. Things like regen and that sort of thing. So, I have to actually form a cohesive build if I want to, or at least shoot for something like I did when I was, like, right now, we're trying to get this thing done, or doing that, like, main attacks only thing. The only other one I did do on that run was I had the fire wolf, and he was just cruising around, running around up to me. What do we got? Damage dealing status effects no longer deal every time. Okay, okay. I want to show you another piece of self-sabotage I did. This upgrade is really cool because it means you do a ton of damage, and I know I keep saying that I'm gonna like make these decisions quick. This in specific, though, I want to mention since it's here. There's another effect that gives you more attack speed per person who's infected with your damage over times. If you have this on, you will never meet the criterion for that. Because your dot goes on and off immediately because it sets it off as a one-time damage tick. So you'll never reach the required number to ever get the plus percentage to attack that the other way gives. So if you want the 500% attack speed, you probably want to avoid this. That would be my current theory. Let's go ahead and do that. All right. Crit is always welcome. I do wish there was a little more reason to wander the map towards the end of the waves. Most of the wandering you'll do in the end of the wave is basically because the waves don't come 100% of the time. Like you'll notice that these waves are not coming in. There'll be a little pause before the one from in between each sets of guys. You can kind of. Oh, dang! If only I'd gotten that on a few of on that run, that would have helped out. Yeah, everything just looked like this. This is what you would do. You'd have things that were almost dead, and a lot of them. But unfortunately, the difference between video game almost dead and fully alive, very. Ooh, okay, that's cold damage. What do we got? Armor here. So yeah, I would like to. I mean, but it would just be cold damage, and we only have that on one thing. Okay, I don't need that. I will take that though. All right, yeah, I gotta power up that axe a little bit more too. We've actually had a lot of good upgrades this run so far. All right. Yeah. This is still gonna end up probably being a 40-minute video. I've thought about going back to where I kind of, because I used to before. I used to cut them off before the end of the full run a lot. Sometimes I still do that, depending on how long a full run is. But in the case of one of these, like this, in case of one like this, I kind of feel like, since you know it's a 20-minute run, it's going to take you about 30 to 40 minutes. Most roguelites with a 20-minute run time are going to take you about depending on how much time you take making decisions. Like, if you're just playing it and you're not talking and describing and explaining what you're doing and why you're doing it, you're not going to actually have... Oh, yes, there it is. Look at that. Oh, we're making it work. It's barbecue time. Oh, if I had picked this instead of the dog, this would have solved all my problems in that run. Oh... Okay, it's even throwing some stuff in here that isn't in this mix that I haven't heard in years. Like, I'm looking over and all of a sudden 24 karat magic's playing. Let's do that. They actually do hit kind of hard in this game. So. I don't know what I did to YouTube, but man, yeah, no. And it's doing an actually good job of, like, ordering them, too. Like the flow is actually okay. I feel like there's some weird AI thing going on here that I don't know about. But yeah, depending on decision time, these tend to take a while. Especially if you're explaining. When you're explaining why you're taking everything, because then it makes more sense. You can see why I'm doing what I'm doing. And then sometimes I'll just be like, okay, I'm going to focus on this and this. But yeah, before I would cut it off to try and keep it around the 20-minute mark. Because I know, you know, there's some people that are here to see the video game, and there's some people that are here because they probably fall asleep to the sound of my voice. Speaking of max health would be pretty good. A 100% on... I think we just don't. We gotta figure out what we want here. Yeah, look at that. That shield's cooking with gas. And I forgot what I was talking about. Because I are skilled. Oh, explaining and decision making. That's what it was. Keep going with damage. I like each of my runs has felt pretty different in this too, which is pretty good. But yeah, you kind of expect them to take a little bit because you're especially if you're gonna do a couple of rerolls, which I find that you are. This flame shield would have worked. If I had had this during that run, that run would have been over in one run instead of 3. That one took a while. Frozen enemies, 10% chance to shatter into pieces when taking damage. Sure. And it's already active, so as long as we pump up the area for, we should be, I think we should be okay if we crank up the area effect on the axe. Yeah, this would have been the solution right here, because this kills off all the little things that only have like a shred of life. The problem is that even on its best moment. So yeah, let's give me a couple more serpent coils. Even on its best moment, it was like 2 or 3 hits to kill these guys. but they would always end up with a sliver of life, so it would always be like a ton of what feels like wasted damage. It wasn't ineffective. It didn't make the timer any different. It just didn't feel like it. It felt like you were just slowly grinding everything to death versus this, where you're just kind of going cruising through and doing a lot more damage. I think there's a lot in the. I really like that each character has their own little drops too. Man, I don't know how I'm gonna get to that 500. I gotta figure out what mojo up here is gonna get me to that 500 crit rate, because you can't replace these either. So once you've picked them, that's it. That's all you got. That's tempting. Dodge rate is always nice. Yeah, we'll take that. There we go. There we go. Ooh, let's go get our little... It's a little skull. It's very cute. And it's a vacuum for some reason. Maybe it's a hole into the underworld. But yeah. Oh, man. Tired. I am so bad at sleeping. Oh yeah, give me some more area. And I mean it that like legitimately, like not just falling asleep or anything like that. Just I'm just bad at sleeping. Like falling asleep, staying asleep. When you ask, like, you know, it's like, okay, what do you when you go in and you talk to the doctor about it, they ask you like, hey, so what is it? Is it like, do you have problems falling asleep? It's like, yes. Okay, do you have problems staying asleep? Yes. Do you have problems? And it's like, yes. The answer is actually yes. I can't stay asleep. I can't fall asleep. I can't. But today, hopefully, if it all goes well, everything will be a little bit more straight, because the game that I'm playing tomorrow's game should be damage. That one took me a moment because the damage. That one should actually be fairly quick to get, so I should be able to get a little bit more sleep and be a little bit more on the ball. And then everything should be coming out back again, hopefully, at that ever so slightly earlier one. Because again, I kind of feel bad. It's like, you can tell, like, some people were, that's part of their thing, and being a day behind, it always feels weird. Even if you don't, like, think about it, like, consciously, unconsciously, your brain's like, oh, that's kind of weird. I think that's part of why the YouTube algorithm seems to have a very newness, it definitely biases towards new things. You know what? I'm not gonna complain about an extra 2 hit points regen. That would actually not be bad. All right. Hey, we're almost there. But yeah. So this has been a pretty fun one. There's YouTube, not YouTube. Gmail is I can only describe it if you're most people who are here at 38-minute mark, you're here because you probably fell asleep to me talking. Well, besides that, you're people who are probably know me, or you enjoy the way I talk. Gmail has been my enemy for the last 3 weeks. It has put developers' emails in promotions. It has put them in the inbox. It has put them in the spam box. And then one of them, in what I can only assume was an attempt to make me lose my mind. Let's see. Ooh, attack speed. Heck yeah. In what I can only assume was an attempt to make me lose my mind, one of them came out of the spam box and went into the promotions box. So there's a whole bunch of keys, not just keys, but most of what I get, I don't get a lot of keys. Most of what I get is people who will be like, hey, here's my demo over here. Did you want to take a look at it? And I try to get to all of them. I try to get to as many as I can to take a look. And then if I see something good, then like I said, that's what I make for the channel. So for like every demo you see when it's a demo, I've probably done 3 to 5 other games for an hour, half hour each, that either for reasons of me, like I'm not gonna make a video that I can't talk about the person's game. I'm not gonna make a video that talks negatively about a person's game. I want your game to succeed if you're a developer. So those videos those recordings just get thrown away. So if I end up being negative, or if I end up being, because sometimes it's a me issue. Like sometimes I don't do certain types of games. Yeah, this guy right here, it was so funny. It was taking off chunks, like it was so crazy how fast that thing was dying when in that run. I will say that, like for that part, it was super crazy because you're just constantly attacking anyway, like way faster than most of the other characters. All right, let's get our runes and go. So yeah, I want your game to succeed. So if it's not for me, I don't make a video on it. If I like the game and enjoy it, I make a video. And so, like, having to go in there and figure out what it's doing with these emails. One of them, the gnomes game, it was just sitting there, and I went in, and that was the one that it did it to. I took it out of my spam folder, and it put it in the promotions folder, and I had just cleaned out the promotions folder, so I didn't look again for a couple days. So instead of having a video out like already for it, it's still working. I am my own worst enemy. All right, so give me 1 second. All right, so sorry about the incredibly long videos lately, but it's just the way it works sometimes. This has been Asgard's Fall. If you enjoyed the gameplay you saw here, there'll be a link to the Steam page. Just came out in early access, and if you enjoyed this video, I hope you come back for the next one. And most of all, as always, I hope you have a great day.